Hi y'all, today I'm going to show you how to make gluten-free banana cupcakes with peanut butter and candied bacon, aka the Elvis Cupcake. Y'all, these are going to rock your world, no pun intended. They start with a banana cupcake that is so soft and delightful. They're topped with peanut butter buttercream that my husband actually eats with a spoon. And we can't forget the melted peanut butter and caramelized candied bacon on top. They'll knock your socks off, or should I say your blue suede shoes. Too much? I know. I'll stick with what I know best, which is baking. So let's just get into it and quit with the silly, crazy like dad jokes. Okay, we'll start by whisking the dry ingredients together first, and this is 2 3/4 cups or 385 grams of Kim's all-purpose gluten-free flour blend. And to that, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons or 30 grams of cornstarch, and this kind of makes it like a cake flour of sorts. And then we'll also add 1 3/4 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and a half a teaspoon of kosher salt. So just whisk these together, and then we're going to set them aside for a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to cream the butter and sugar. This is a half a cup plus 6 tablespoons or 200 grams of softened butter. My butter wasn't quite as soft as it should be, so I'm going to let this go for just a little bit before I add the sugar. And now I'm adding to that 1.5 cups or 300 grams of granulated sugar. And I'll just cream these together until they're nice and fluffy, stopping to scrape the sides of the bowl as necessary. And now I'm going to add in the 3 eggs. These are at room temperature, and I'm going to add one at a time, making sure to mix well after each addition. And if I need to scrape down the sides, I'll do that as well. Okay, this looks good. So now I'm going to add in the mashed bananas, and this is 1.5 cups or 360 grams of mashed ripe bananas. And now I'm adding in a tablespoon of vanilla extract. And then we're going to start alternating the dry and wet ingredients. So we have the dry that we whisked together earlier, and I'm just adding about a third of that. So we start with the dry and end with the dry. And now this is buttermilk, and I'm adding 1 1/4 cups or 300 milliliters of buttermilk, but I'm only adding half of that at first. And then we go back to the dry. That's usually how it's done when you alternate wet and dry. Then we'll add the rest of that buttermilk, and then the rest of the dry, which is the final third of the dry. And I'm actually going to let this batter sit for 15 minutes just so it hydrates well and everything gets incorporated. So we'll preheat our oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit in the meantime. Okay, so it's been 15 minutes, and we'll go ahead and give this a quick little stir before we put it into our cupcake tins. I always like to use a large scoop for this, and I fill them 3/4 of the way full. That seems to give the best like lift and top to them. You don't want them like overflowing, but you don't want them super flat either. And we're going to bake these at 350 Fahrenheit, like I said, for 23 to 27 minutes, or until a toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean. Okay, now we can go ahead and candy the bacon, and we'll leave the oven at 350 Fahrenheit. And I've got here about a half a cup or 100 grams of light brown sugar, and I've just got it on one of my plates that has like an edge or a lip to it. You can also just use a regular flat plate or even a shallow bowl. And then I'm going to use a pound of thick cut bacon. Make sure it's thick cut, or else you might end up with burnt candied bacon, and you definitely don't want that because this is so darn good. You will want a little extra for snacking. So I'm going to dredge each piece of bacon in the brown sugar and make sure to get both sides fully coated, but you don't want to like have a heap of brown sugar on each side, just until you can see that they're coated completely in granules of sugar. And then I'm going to place these on a foil lined baking sheet and we'll bake them for 15 minutes. And then we remove them and flip over with tongs and bake for an additional 15 minutes. And when they come out of the oven, we want to immediately remove them to a sheet of parchment paper to let cool completely. I found that parchment paper works best for not sticking. Also, you could use like one of those Silpat baking mats. If you try to put them on foil after the fact, they might stick. And we'll let these cool completely. So now we can go ahead and make the insanely addictive peanut butter buttercream. And to do that, we're going to start with 1 1/4 cups or 283 grams of softened butter. And to that, I'm going to add 1 cup or 240 grams of smooth peanut butter. Make sure it's not the like natural peanut butter. It needs to be the smooth type. And we're going to cream these together until they're all perfectly smooth. Takes just really seconds, 30 seconds maybe. And then I'm going to slowly add 2.5 cups or 313 grams of sifted powdered sugar. And I'm adding this just a little bit at a time so my powdered sugar doesn't fly out of the bowl. Okay, now that this is all added, I'm going to increase the speed to medium, which is 4 on my KitchenAid mixer. And I'm going to beat this well for about 5 minutes, and you're going to see it transform from this thick, deeper brown color to a really fluffy, pale, like beige color, as you can see here. This is what it looks like when it's done. It's much lighter in texture and color. It is incredible. Taste it if you want to, or if you dare, because you may not want to stop tasting it. Okay, so I've loaded up my large pastry bag with a 1/2 inch wide round tip, and I'm just going to hold my bag straight up and down, perpendicular to the tops of the cupcakes. And I'm going to squeeze basically a blob, a round blob, and then like release my pressure at the top. And I'll just go around and do all of this. Okay, so now what I've done is I've taken some peanut butter and melted it in the microwave, and then I put it in a pastry bag. I'm snipping off the corner here, and I'm just going to drizzle this on each cupcake. It just gives it another dimension of flavor, texture, everything, because it hardens a little bit and creates this kind of like somewhat of a shell almost. It's just melted peanut butter, but I got this idea. This whole cupcake idea is actually from Cupcake Gemma's YouTube channel. If you haven't seen their YouTube channel, you have to go check it out. I'll leave a link for it. They are just incredible. And now for the best part, arguably, the candied bacon on top. And I've chopped this into irregular pieces, like shards of glass almost, and just stick a few pieces into each cupcake on top. When my daughter was little, I used to make her Elvis sandwiches to take to school in her lunchbox. They'd be peanut butter, banana, bacon, and honey in the sandwiches. And it was crazy because she was such a bacon fanatic, and now she's a complete vegan, which shocked us all because we thought she would never be able to live without her bacon. But we already knew that Elvis's wonderful concoction worked so well, the peanut butter, banana, and bacon. If you've never heard of it or if you think it sounds crazy, just try it. It is like, just blows you away. You seriously can't help falling in love with these cupcakes. Enjoy!